So what does it mean to you guys to have this film screen at the Vancouver International Film Festival?
Oh, we're super happy about that. Rob's last two films premiered at VIFF as well. So this is his third and final film. We're really happy to be here.
Yeah.
He would have been proud to be here too.
Yeah, he had a lot of very close friends in Vancouver, and he worked with a lot of people in BC. All because BC is certainly a province that has people that care about the oceans, and I think that was key to Rob. And Rob would be thrilled to have his film here, obviously. It's an important festival.
And tonight they're going to make a big announcement about a very special award.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you to have that award in Rob's honor?
It's really important to us. I think the award will give recognition to another action-style filmmaker and give the film that they've got a cachet and give them some financing to go along with it. So we're happy.
Yeah, we want to encourage as many young filmmakers to come up and actually create entertainment content that will educate and inform, and that's exactly what this award's going to do, is inspire somebody to take that step. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
The Salish sea orca, the caribou, the Chinook salmon, the oceans and the sharks. The Cullis Suzuki family sends their love.
Thank you so much.
David and Tara, and particularly their daughters, Severin and Sarika, were friends of Rob's, and spoke so highly of him as a hero, as we saw tonight. A hero not only because of the activism that he dedicated his life to, but because of the beauty of his storytelling. And I know that that's an important part of the equation to ensure that this work gets seen and gets seen by mainstream audiences. And in Canada, Rob broke through in a way that so few activist filmmakers have been able to. Many are trying, and many will follow in his footsteps. It's a strong legacy. So we don't have a lot of time. I want to ask you one question, and then we will open up the floor for questions. We might have 10, 15 minutes. So I will ask people to keep their comments brief. I'm sure they'll be heartfelt and their questions specific. But I would like to ask you, Sandy and Brian, if this film, you mentioned impact at the start, if this film does the work that it's meant to do in this world, how should the world feel different 10 years from now?
I think the message, one of the take-homes that Rob would want, he always ended his movies on an upbeat note, is that one person can make a difference. And, he did it with films, but if you can do it in a different way, and that it's really going to take all of us, to save the oceans.
Yeah, I guess that Rob had a saying that if you want to create change, take what you're best at, and take what you believe in the most, smash them together, and live a life full of meaning and purpose. Wake up every day and enjoy what you're doing, and enjoy the change you're going to create. And I think that's really how Rob lived his life, and I think that's something for a lot of us to be inspired by. He inspired me, and he continues to inspire me, and I miss him dearly. But if that's the message you walk away from, we can all make a difference if we only take that one step.
Yeah, I think we all heard, right? I mean, we're morally bound, and as Rob would say, we're morally bound to each other. We're morally bound to Rob, to sharks, to the oceans, and it's all of our opportunities now to step up and be a hero, and that's really what the future is a room full of heroes, a room full of Team Sharkwaters fighting for sharks, fighting for the oceans, and if it's not the oceans, then it's something that you're passionate about.
Well, looking forward 10 years, who knows what we're going to see, but nonetheless, if we can envision it now, Rob would say, fight for what's beautiful and take a picture in your mind and see what you want it to look like. So if you can envision it here, we can make it happen. That's what we're going for.
I have one more quick comment on that. One of the things Rob always wanted to see is the rivers and the lakes and the oceans just teeming with fish. In lakes and rivers that we could go and swim in and not be afraid of the toxic chemicals. So that's what I'd like to see in 10 years. Absolute thriving.
I think this one works too. You guys can hang on to that. There's a real right moment right now when people have seen a film like this. Really strong, powerful moment. They want to do something. You know, the one thing I know that can be done is this film will have a major theatrical release next month. Tell people about it, go see it, October 19th.
October 19th, theaters everywhere.
Yeah.
Bring out all your friends, please.
Yeah, it makes a really big difference. It takes people going to the movie theaters to keep films in the movie theaters, and that's one of the main ways that for this period of time to help amplify and spread this message. But if there was another thing, if there was something tangible, really specific that people could do to act while they feel this sense of motivation, what would you have them do?
Ask intelligent questions about what you consume. Rob was a huge believer that we need to know what we're consuming. I mean, we've just had a report from Oceana in the last month that indicates at least 40% of the fish you're consuming is mislabeled. Shark is turning up in everyday products, in your cosmetics, it's turning up in your cat food. 50% of the product we tested of wet cat food contains shark. This has got to stop. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Shark is treated as a garbage fish, but it's turning up in so many things. And I think that's, you know, we have salmon farms that are feeding shark pellets to salmon. I mean, how insane is that ecologically, where salmon is now eating shark? It makes no sense, guys. Pigs are eating shark. Chickens eating shark. This doesn't make any sense. We've got to stop this kind of unexploited, you know, exploitation of an asset that is not, you know, endless. Sharks are in trouble. Rob was asked, why make Sharkwater Extinction? And the answer was, they haven't got that much time. He had 12 other projects he was working on he could have taken on, but he felt he had to do Sharkwater Extinction to get the message out, because he discovered they're being decimated, and it's got to stop.
I do. You know, Rob was a firm believer that we could all be heroes every single day, and it all came down to our consumer choices, right? Every single time you spend your money, you're making a decision whether or not you're supporting an industry that's helping the planet or hurting the planet. And unfortunately, it's upon all of us now to be educated consumers, because these companies don't have to label that they're you know, using shark products in cosmetics, in fish surimi, which is essentially, you know, imitation crab that contains shark too. So at the end of the day, I'd say please get educated. Sharkwater.com has great resources. We've got a lot of ways to help save sharks, and also, you know, we're asking every single person in this audience to go shark free and really get smart about what you are buying, and encourage everyone around you to be shark free as well.
Another really important thing that we can all do to create change is add your voice to the chorus. You see in the film the California driftnet fishery. So this is a fishery that's been thriving for many years, and we've been battling against them for many years. But just in the past month, it passed through the House and the Senate, and then yesterday it was signed by the governor into law that this driftnet fishery is now phased out completely and a thing of the past. Yeah. It's a major victory, and one of the greatest in conservation history that I've ever seen before, and it articulates Rob's point of the power of film and the power to garner positive support from the community, from people like you. So when you see something that's not right, you speak up.
Thank you. I'd like to ask if there are comments and questions in the room. Yes, in the red shirt. I think a mic might come to you unless you want to just really project.
It will be very helpful if Sharkwater does provide us with information about what products to avoid, which cat foods, which cosmetics. It's easy to want to make a difference, but we need help with that.
Okay, what's the best source of information?
We're working to put more information on sharkwater.com, but it's really, really hard for the consumer. Because in the case of cat food and a lot of fish products, shark could go under the label of ocean whitefish. When you're buying shark products and cosmetics, it's labeled squalene. It could be made from olive oil, but it's more likely made from shark liver oil. So part of this is labeling in Canada, but we're working to get a better list out there for everybody, so you know exactly which cat food products we found sharks in, and endangered sharks.
And though it's not specific to sharks in Canada, to look for the work of Sea Choice and Ocean Wise, and some of the traceability testing is getting really
Absolutely, and making it easy for consumers is absolutely what we want to do. So part of Shark Free is testing, and you saw some of it in the movie. We're not ready to release it yet. Obviously, we have to be very careful about, naming and shaming products that do contain shark, and we do want people, we want to approach people in a positive way. Rob always did as well, so we want companies to stand up and have the opportunity to take shark out of their products, but testing will continue, and that's a huge mission for Shark Free.
We want to empower the community to be part of this process as well. So if there's a product that you're not sure of and you want to have tested, we're working on a way to crowd fund testing. So if you find a cat food that you like, for instance, sir, you can send it in to us and we'll have it tested for you and get you the results.
Yeah, there's citizen science contribution to this, yeah. I think there's someone with the mic there, or just in the back, right?
Hi, Tracey, I was wondering what the status of shark fin soup in Vancouver is these days.
I don't have the expertise to answer that.
I've been talking to some people lately that have said that it's commonly available, but I was just wondering if that was under the table or if that's legit.
Is that something you can answer, Brian?
Shark fin soup is still commonly available in a number of markets across Canada. There's 20 individual communities that have banned shark fin soup sales in those markets, but none of the major markets have done it. They've all basically backed off legislation, waiting for the federal government to step in and do it. And right now we're working with Senator Michael McDonald from down east, who's got a bill before the Senate right now, which is going to almost pass its third reading in May, but at the last minute got delayed and was postponed until it comes up again in the next few weeks. Hopefully with support from people like Finn Donnelly, who, as you know, championed a shark fin ban, importation ban in 2013, and only lost by about 5 votes. And that was all backroom politics, I'm sure. Finn won't say it, but I can, because I don't really care what politicians think of me. But
It's Finn
Donnelly, right there, he's the one that has been fighting and fought with Rob and helped the Fin-Free movement across this country. So I think that we've got a reasonable chance of getting this put through, and hopefully we can put it into law, and without losing another 150 million sharks a year before it's done. But I think we've got a chance, and we're going to keep on fighting, and we're continuing to fight. But where you find it's available, don't eat there. Just make the choice. Walk in a restaurant, and if you want to have Chinese food, I bless you for doing it. If they're serving shark fin soup, walk out.
Thanks, Brian. Another question in the blonde hair.
I know that Rob was a vegan and was very dedicated to not eating creatures that came out of the sea. He loved them and he respected them beyond sharks. But I did want to say, being a vegan for almost 40 years, I know how to find vegan sources online for cosmetics. And all you have to do is go to PETA or simply Google in the words vegan cosmetics. And then if it's got a leaping bunny on it, there's all kinds of symbols that you can look for, and they can't bring it to market unless they can't put vegan on it if it's got an animal product on it or if it's tested on an animal. And there are so many sites which have that information today, so that it's really, really easy to buy vegan cosmetic products that don't have any cruelty in them, shark or other animal testing.
Thank you for that.
And vegan food as well.
We have time for one more question, if there's, or comment, if somebody else wanted to raise their hand. Oh, here we go. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hi. I have a question actually about that rebreather unit that didn't work so well. Is that being used more now? Like, is it a more common piece of technology that's being used in diving? And that's really the question that I was having at the end is, was this the first time or is this really new?
It's a very specialized piece of equipment. The Coast Guard has indicated that they're going to issue their report at the end of this year. It'll be 2 years since the date of Rob's death. It's expected to contain many, many, many recommendations. And we'll wait for that report, I think, to answer that question.
Sandy, while you have the mic, do you want to, Sandy or Brian, give us the last word here as we wrap up tonight?
Yeah, Rob would want you to walk out of here tonight believing that you can make change, that you and anyone you know can be a hero for something they believe in and something they love. So the fight is not over. The fight continues the second you walk out that door. And I hope tonight you learn something, that you can ask intelligent questions, and you can become part of the system that's going to help put the world back in balance with nature. Because that's what we need to be. We can't be destroying nature. We need to be in balance with it. And if we do become intelligent enough to take action to create a world in balance with nature, the world would be paradise for every creature on Earth. And that's what we all want.
Rob would want to leave everybody with a really, really upbeat message that conservation is amazing, it's cool, it's fun, there's great people in it. You meet the friendliest of people out there, so we can do this. We can all do this together, and that's what his takeaway message would be.
Okay. I would say that there's a lot of times you can get a little bit of apathy about all of the issues facing the world, and I would challenge you with the fact that one man made it illegal for 150 million people to consume shark fin. One man made 12 million square miles of the ocean protected. And every day in every way you have the opportunity to be a hero as well. So, you know, it doesn't have to be that grandiose. It can be you saying no to a straw. It can be you reading a label. It can be you supporting legislation that's about something that you love and cherish. At the end of the day, that means Rob's legacy lives on in all of us.
And the way that this one man did change the world was through love and light. It wasn't through judgment or saying what you're doing is not the right way of doing it. It was saying there is an alternative and there's a beautiful way to do things. And he would inspire all of us to step forward and look for what we want to see happening, rather than looking at something that we don't like to see happening and fighting against it. So I hope we go all out there and provide some love and light, for this world surely does need it at this point.
Thank you so much.